Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Moletrap here, and yes, this is once again Jaedong versus Flash. No, we don't just name every game Jaedong versus Flash these days. It is true, they are playing again in the OSL Finals this time, after also playing in the MSL Finals and the World Cyber Games Finals, and every other finals you could possibly think of. Anyway, so Jaedong versus Flash, yet another epic matchup, and they have proven time and time again, you know, it's not just hype when these two guys play. They are the titans of the game, and they show us the highest level StarCraft every single time. I'm totally stoked to see this OSL Finals, especially after, you know, recent games when they've been putting up such good fights against each other. It is going to be great. I am here with Diggity and Ranshin, and we're going to be casting the whole series. I actually don't know how we're going to coordinate the rest of the games after Game 1, but they will be up eventually if they are not up by the time you see this. There is Jaedong on the left, Flash on the right. I am really stoked about this. How about you, Diggity?
Yeah, extremely stoked, mostly because this is StarCraft history. I think arguably you could say that these guys have reached the status of Boxer and perhaps even surpassed it. They are arguably the best Terran and Zerg equivalent players in history. You have a Golden Mouse up for Flash. You have 4 OSL titles, and I think something like crazy like 8 or 9, some huge number of individual titles up for Jaedong. These are the guys who've dominated the scene for the past 3 years. And this is, I almost feel like this, not to say that this is a send-off for StarCraft or that it's going to die or that StarCraft 2 is going to take over, but I cannot think of a more titanic or huge matchup than dual back-to-back championships, MSL, OSL, of Flash versus Jaedong. These are clearly the 2 best players of this current era, and no matter what happens, we should see some fantastic StarCraft.
It's been absolutely insane seeing these 2 guys play. I mean, 3 MSLs in a row. They've been in the finals, and you've just kind of been sitting there and wait for it. Just when's going to happen? When's going to happen? And these 2 are going to finally face off against each other in the most historic tournament of them all, the OSL. It's finally going to happen here, and I'm really, really looking forward to this. It's going to be insane. Casting 3 finals in the MSL and see these guys duke it out feels like it's finally, you know, in the OSL. This is just arguably, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say. Many people believe that OSL is kind of the bigger tournament, so we're going to see how it goes. The rivalry is 2-1 in favor of Flash in these finals so far. We have Jaedong at the upper left-hand corner, playing purple, as Zerg, of course. The lower right-hand corner we have, what is that, blue, of some sort of blue. We have Flash playing Terran. So, yeah, let's just get going. Either the Storm. Looking forward to this.
Yeah, they have been playing so much lately, and I was just looking at their stats the other day, and career, they are, I believe, after the last set, they're like 20-20 or something like that, or 21-20. They are so close to even in their careers that it is just ridiculous how closely matched these 2 guys are overall, and also when they're at their peaks. I mean, they're both, I think, arguably at their peak right now, and we saw it come down to the wire in the 5th game, you know, in the MSL finals, and so absolutely crazy. And we see a pause going on here. I don't see who called the pause. Was that the Kesper? Yeah, the Kesper referee called for a pause, and Flash is like, come on, what is this, the MSL? What's with this BS going on here? Why are you pausing the game? The MSL, the first of the last 3 MSLs was when the power went out in the middle of their game. Anyway, this is a little bit ridiculous.
I think it was this map. I think it might have been this map that the power went out on. I'm not positive.
No, Eye the Storm has never been in the MSL.
Okay, they do continue to play, it looks like. No, they paused again. Okay, action will continue ahead. So where are you guys right now?
If we try and move it, syncing will suck. Did you try and move forward?
I know, I'm just saying I'll move it to you.
Oh, okay, I'm at 4:16, 17. And for those of you watching this at home, sorry about the weird technical difficulties. Anyway, so there's, I believe, Flash's parents, 4:27, 28, 29, 30, and I believe the game does get underway again pretty quickly here. That's why we were discussing earlier before the game. I was like, oh, the game doesn't start till like 4 something, and Dickie was like, what are you talking about? It starts at like 2 minutes on the video, and turns out, well, that's why I thought so, is because there was only 6 SCVs on the map when I looked at the 5-minute mark or whatever. So we are going to get back underway. Whatever technical difficulties happened have been fixed, And we're going to get moving here. And Jaedong, as he said, is in the top left-hand corner. This is Eye of the Storm. This is the map with the little choke point and the kind of the ridges, and then the expansion outside of that. And we're going to see a little bit more of that pretty soon. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to this. It should be an exciting match. We got Flash going for a barracks first, so Flash has decided not to go for the quick command center build this time, which he does way too often. Well, maybe not way too often. He can pull it off sometimes. I remember back last year, or last season rather, in the finals, the OSL, I think it was OSL, MSL finals, I guess. Flash was doing a lot of fast command centers, and Jaedong actually countered by going 3 hatch before pool, something which he's been doing a little bit lately against other Terrans as well. So I'm curious to see if Jaedong's going to do something like that. He's got his 12 hatch down, or if he's going to go for that pool.
Wow, just delaying a little bit there. Very uncharacteristic for Jaedong to just leave a drone idling here. And he does not have nerves, so I wonder what the strategic significance of just leaving that drone there was. Just giving a little bit too much credit there. You got the SCP scouting in. He is going to see the spawning pool. We do have a hatchery that should be building there in not too long at that natural secondary flash. Yeah, thank God. You could almost see the relief on people's face when he went for the barracks rather than the supply depot into command center, because that, ooh, nice kill by that Marine, actually getting that drone to provide a little bit of economic leeway, just going one up, and I can almost guarantee that Jaedong probably won't catch the SCV that's inside there, Flash's SCV with those drones. It looks like he's transferring a lot of drones very early before that hatchery's even finished. Let's see if it finishes in just a moment here. Hatchery, he's planting gas as well, and I feel like I'm fumbling over himself. Already setting up the 3rd hatchery in between. Was on time. I gotta remember that this is Jaedong. And it looks like Flash is just going to do a standard 1 ranks into expansion build himself.
Yeah, really good that Flash went for this 1 ranks in Expo. It's just been his bread and butter in TVZ for a long time. Just goes for Medic Marines on it. He really is a player who likes to play occasional funky builds, has very interesting mech builds, often very focused on Goliath. These kind of insane anti-mutalist builds that just kind of make you want to cry in a corner somewhere. But really, he's also managed to pull off quite a few 14cc's. It's kind of how he won one of the finals against Jaedong, pulling him off. Also gonna almost managed to get an Overlord kill there. Barely managing to save it, Jaedong. Don't know exactly how he managed it. 3 Marines firing on it like crazy. Just barely did manage to get that. Commands are almost going to be up, so his economy going to be hitting it very quickly. Engineering Bay on the way, so he's going to be getting his defense up fairly soon. There's a fan out there predicting a 3-0, but yeah, should be having his defense up. So seems like he's going to go for Engineering Bay before Academy. It's going to allow him to get those turrets up much sooner. Also going to work on those weapons 1 upgrade. So by the time the Mutalist kit should have that stim, maybe the range, but definitely will have a lot of these turrets out there. He's going to get ready for those Mutalist attack as soon as they come up. Meanwhile, Jaedong going to have a few Zerglings out there, going to try to poke at the front, but with a bunker out there and those Marines, quite a few enough to push this back. So I really don't think Jaedong's going to be able to push very early on, but we're going to see what he manages to do, what these Mutalists come out. Lair is going to be on the way. But I think with Engineering Bay out there, I think Flash is going to be able to get enough troops and get enough turrets out there. Maybe even get the weapons 1 upgrade out there before the Mutalist hit. And with that, I think Flash is going to be able to defend it without any serious troubles.
Yeah, these players are such high-level players that they're so on top of things. I mean, occasionally they do get cut off guard, especially by the likes of each other, but you know, neither of them are the type of player to really get caught in some kind of a rush or some kind of a switch tactic or something like that. The video hitting 857 right now, by the way, just trying to get Diggity back on sync with us. Anyway, a few Zerglings running around. They're going to see how many Marines Flash has. So Jaedong and Flash both kind of know what is going on with the other one. So neither player is going to really get caught early. So point being, it's almost certain to get into the sort of mid-game here. Flash putting down a couple more racks as well. He does have the +1 upgrade, probably nearly completed at this point. He's going to start putting up medics before too long and start putting up turrets. The Spire's about half complete. And Burrow, whoa, Jaedong has gone for Burrow. Whoa, what is going on here? Jaedong has burrowed Zerglings. I think he's going to wait for Flash to move out and then unburrow the Zerglings on top of the Marines when they go out to attack and force Sunkens, and he could theoretically slaughter. I don't know if Flash is going to do that. Okay, here come the Marines. Here come the Marines. The Marines are moving out. They're chasing that one Zergling. They've got the 2 medics. Is he going to wander into the trap, though? Jaedong has just finished his Spire. He's making mutas right now. And look, he's got that one Zergling unburrowed just as bait. That Zergling is like, is bait right there. The mutas are on the way, though. Is he going to fall into the trap? I want this trap to happen so badly right now. But Flash is not doing it. He's not moving out. He's staying in his base. He maybe knows that these mutas are on their way. Normally, Flash would be pushing out and just leaving a little bit behind to defend and, you know, trying to push out and get that third base. Oh my gosh, Flash psychically somehow avoiding these Zerglings. Oh man, this is going to be epic if this goes off. But in the meantime, Flash is chilling in his base. The mutas are on the way, so Jaedong's actually going to force him not to fall into this trap by putting the pressure on, unless he draws those Marines towards the Lings with the mutas, which would be absolutely crazy. And here he goes. He's not quite in the best position. They're closer. They're closer.
Oh my goodness, this is like, they're going right on top of him. He's waiting for him to get around, like basically right on top of those. The muta's still dancing, picking off what they can. Oh wow, Jaedong is so patient, accidentally getting an attack drone in there. Just trying to draw them just a little bit down the ramp so he can pin them and group them in. In the meantime, he is taking expansion in that upper right-hand corner. But Flash not biting down. He is sticking position here right up front. But now that he's got such a large army, I'm not sure that the combination of Lings and Muta will be enough. Even if they do pop there, Fire Bat on the front door. Another medic picked off. Here they go across.
Now's the time. There he goes.
Yes! He goes to Zerglings him in from top, but it's just too much. Way too much. That would have worked on a much earlier attack. But Jaedong just did not have enough Zerglings, enough Mulas. He, in the meantime, is going to have to defend a lot of territory now. Looks like he's already got the Hydralisk done. He's already got a couple Hydralisks out to morph into Lurkers, as well as 3 Sunken Colonies, just these Spore Colonies. Gosh, it's been a long time since I commentated StarCraft.
Too much StarCraft 2, man.
Yeah, seriously, that's what it comes down to. And he's going to try to maintain... losing a Mutalisk, trying to maintain as much map control as he can with the Mutalisks. In the meantime, more Zerglings diving forward. He does have some Lurkers morphing here in the upper right-hand corner, but level 1 weapons has been upgraded. If he can get a pretty good comm set, maybe even just march through that, because that is a lot of Marines, a lot of Fire Bats, but a counterattack moving up for Flash. Will Jaedong be able to go in and do some sort of just get his economy rolling here? Flash moving out with a large army. He is dedicating a lot here to the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to push this, because this is a very small chunk, but at the same time, he has a huge army up here. Could just run that Firebet in, stim it up, take the initial hits, then move in and finish it off. Should have the comm sets to actually be able to take this out. Only a couple Lurkers out there, not too much in the way of defense. Hope for Jaedong that he has some more Sunken Colonies coming up, maybe some more Lurkers. There's the scan coming off. Gonna run in, gonna take a big hit at the front, lose a lot of his forces. Gonna come into the back. They're just gonna mop this up. Oh man, Flash running straight into this. That was absolutely beautiful move there by Jaedong. Flash really
need to point this out.
Of him.
With those Lurkers on the attack, the Marines were running into attack, and the Mutas dove in to draw the fire of the Marines, so they turned to attack the Mutas, and then they died. Absolutely genius micro maneuver there by Jaedong.
You know what else I think happened there?
Sorry,
was
go ahead, Ranch.
He had 2 Lurkers burrowed, and he had a third one morphing. I think he had 2 already, and that third one was on top of 2. Flash thought there was only 1 there, and he could kill it off quickly, but there was actually 2 there, so that double spine killed all the Marines instantly before they could kill that Lurker. I think that's what happened there, because I remember there was a 3rd Lurker in the mix. So, again, we're both cutting each other off here, but absolutely insane meta play here. Both players trying to outthink each other. Lots of traps going on. Absolutely incredible. Go ahead, Ranchin.
Hopefully he's not lagged again.
Ranchin be interrupted there, yes. But yeah, now this time finally Flash has some siege tanks out there. So it's going to be a little bit hard for Jaedong to hold this off. Even those Mutas out there, if he manages to catch that tank, though, he's going to be able to hold it off. But with that siege tank out, it's going to be a little bit hard for Jaedong to hold this back, because they're just going to be able to siege on top of those. I think he has a science missile out there as well now. Saw something flying around. So as long as he doesn't lose his siege tank and gets a larger number going there, has a few more in there, as long as he doesn't lose his siege tanks, he's going to be able to push into any position he needs to. And look at the number of medic Marines right now. Those Mutalisks have no chance of doing anything. Even with a huge Lurker number, I really think from now on, Jaedong's going to have himself a little bit more hard-pressed to hold anything back, even though he does have Nidus going, so that's going to be a big opportunity opportunity for him to maybe hold Flash back from any aggressive maneuvers.
Yeah, here comes Flash now trying to push on this top right, though. He does have the Vessel. He does have the Lurkers there. I'm pretty sure he has Swarm by now, though. He's had a Defiler mount up for a little bit, and we're probably going to see a Defiler pop through that any moment. There come a bunch of Lurkers. The Defiler is there. Is he going to get the Swarm down, though? Does he have Consume upgraded? A Colony going down, trying to delay. Where's Consume? What's he doing? Oh, Consume gets upgraded, but the Defiler pops. Defiler pops right as it's finished consuming, does not get the Swarm down, and this base is now completely under attack. It's going to get obliterated. He's having to run all of his drones out. Oh, and he gets a Defiler through the opposite way. At just the last moment, he's going to try and maybe salvage this base, but it doesn't look like the Defiler has enough energy in it. It's going to go down as well. Jaedong is going to lose the top right base. Flash losing some forces unnecessarily to these Lurkers in the middle, which have been nicely placed, but I think Flash might even be able to afford it at this point because he just took out so much stuff in that top right. Drones, Lurkers, Defiler. Oh man, that was such close timing. Just a moment. If he'd consumed a moment before, he would have gotten a Swarm down on all those Lurkers, and it would have been a completely different ball game. But as it stands, Jaedong with only 2 bases instead of 3, trying to get that bottom right going, but Flash is going to spot it and shut that down too. I don't see Jaedong being able to get a 3rd base in this game.
Yeah, critically losing that 3rd base, but also losing that 3rd gas. He's not going to have the units to keep up with this really strong. Looks like more Science Vessels going to come out, just pouring out. Flash right on top of crushing that bottom right. Yeah, Jaedong trying to throw in a counterattack. It looks like on the mini-map, we're going to go see that now, but the Marines right there, and Flash with some beautiful map position, not overcommitting in the bottom right-hand corner. There's some Swarm with Science Vessels each taking a hit, but that's okay. And yeah, just too many Marines, and all he has is Zerglings. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Flash says, screw it, let's just throw out a bunch of Fire Bats, because I know he's not going to be able to get anything else that's really going to be able to stop me, even with this Swarm. But yeah, Flash can just walk out, keep him pinned in there, keep that gas low, just force him, even when he gets Scourge in the air, I don't even know that he's going to be able to land them with what he's got. Continue to produce those Medic Marines, and just keep those tanks while he expands the territory, just builds a gigantic army, and crushes Jaedong bit by bit.
Yeah, Flash on 2 base play, just too strong. It's just on 2 bases, nothing. Just by going this 1 Rex into Expo, he can stay on those 2 bases for a long time. Does an expansion here at this exact position. That's going to be forced to float by those cracklings there. But that's not too much damage because 2 base to 2 base with Flash with a huge army advantage. Bunch of Fire Bats coming out there right on top. And now finally some Mississippi starting mining here at the 6 o'clock position. So what, 3 base to 2 base for Flash. The economy is going to be going strong. Has those Science Vessels only 1 hit away from being dead there, but due to that plague, but still is going to siege on top of that just in front of that natural expansion. And Fire Bats are going to come into play, so Dark Swarms are only going to do as much for him as he was hoping. Gonna lose almost all of his Science Vessel there, but still should be able to push all the way in. Now it's going to go down, and even if there's a nice play coming in here from Jaedong, but still just not enough overall. Flash is going to be able to just overwhelm whatever he has. Nothing but these Sunkins at this point. A few Zerg is trying to desperately stream in. But nice defensive matrices on the Fire Bats at the front. They're just going to be able to finish everything off. Some of the Sea-Changs going to get taken down at the back, but I just don't think Jaedong has enough overall to defend. As soon as he starts losing his natural expansion, it is going to pop, and that's going to be it. The first GG is going to be there in 2 seconds. There we go. Flash going to take the first set.
Wow, and just towards the end there, you saw Jaedong really fighting his hardest. I mean, getting out the Muta, getting the Plagues out, consuming left and right, just desperately trying to maybe fight some chance of getting back into the game, and it didn't pay off for him, so GG.